Hey everybody, it's Mike Pingel with my brand new show. I know, I needed another show called Haven's Collector's Haven. I don't even know the title of the frickin' show yet. This show is what I've been wanting to do actually for my whole life. Since I'm a collector, I've always wanted to talk to collectors. I love talking to collectors. I love looking at collectors' collections. And today we have John and his amazing Wonder Woman collection. And I got to tell you, it is fantastic.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
John,
you.
tell everybody who you are and how did you get involved with collecting Wonder Woman?
Sure. Hi, I'm John. I have been a Wonder Woman collector most of my life. I collected comic books when I was a little kid, and as I grew up, I started collecting stuff from a TV show you might have heard of, Charlie's something. Charlie's Angels something.
I don't know. I don't know what you're. I don't
Yeah,
have no idea what you're talking about.
Nobody big came from that show.
No idea what you're talking about. Big show. I know. What's amazing is Charlie's Angels also was out the same time that Wonder Woman. Actually, Wonder Woman came out. The TV show came out before Charlie's Angels, but
yeah,
so
75.
I know it really it trailed and blazed a trail for women on TV.
For sure, it was a great time for women on TV. You know, you had Angie Dickinson as Policewoman, you had the Angels, you had Lindsay Wagner as the Bionic Woman, you had Wonder Woman. It was a good time for girls on TV.
So, talking about collection, what was your very first item you collected?
All right. So, aside from comic books, my the thing that got me into stuff outside of comic books was the 12-inch Mego doll, which of course they did one for Farrah. They did one of Lynda Carter, and I had this when I was a kid, and there she is.
Wow! Now that's super rare. How much does that go for?
You know what, on eBay, I would say 3 to 4 is what I'll usually see, but sometimes you see listings for crazy prices, like over $1,000, which they'll never sell it for.
Oh, I thought you were talking about $4 or $5. Okay.
Oh no, in the box, 400 or 500 for sure.
Wow.
It's not rare. It's not rare at all. They're pretty common, but they hold their value, which is good. And like the Farrah doll, you know, they've got that mold mark and stuff on them. But that was my favorite toy as a kid. And I still have the doll that I had as a child, and my mom held on to it for me. And here she is, a little dark.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing that she actually held on to it, because a lot of parents throw your stuff away. You know what I mean?
Seriously. I mean, if those dolls could talk, they would tell you some stories.
Oh, hey.
And I was at a toy show. We were looking for Charlie's Angels stuff. And a dealer had that doll, and I could not stop looking at it because I have such fun memories of that doll, and that's really what started everything.
Well, that's amazing. Now, is there a prized possession in your collection, like the grand collectible?
Oh, the grand collectible. Let me think. I would say, honestly, I think clothing is the thing, because when we were kids, people didn't hold on to that stuff. There wasn't that collecting mindset that there is now. Correct. You know, when a kid was done with a t-shirt or a pair of flip-flops or something, it went in the garbage. So like I have this hard to do this with the phone, this bathing suit, this onesie, and what's cool about that is the Diana Prince is on it. I don't know if I'm showing it correctly. What else do I have? A lot of old shirts that she's on. For me, those are definitely the rarest of things, because, like I said, people just didn't hold on to that stuff.
Absolutely. I'm seeing that you not only collect the TV show, but the movie, but like all the other facets of Wonder Woman as comic books. So you collect everything on as far as the show itself and the TV and the comic books. Is that where your whole collection comes from?
Yeah, my primary focus is the character of Wonder Woman. That's where my big interest is. the TV show, you know, as a child, the Super Friends cartoon is where I first saw her. And then as I got a little older, I saw the Lynda Carter show. And of course, I love the movies that Gal is in.
Mm-hmm.
It's the character of Wonder Woman. That's what I'm really into the most.
And talking about the character, expand on that. What she stands for, who she is, or just
It
the
is.
outfit?
What she stands for, I mean, the fact really that she's just a girl, that is something that's always resonated with me. I do love that her primary thing is love, and who doesn't love love? It's just that kind of thing that I just really like about her. And I just, like, do you remember the Super Friends cartoon?
Yes.
It was Superman, Batman, Robin, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, and everybody was the same character. There was no difference about them, except for Wonder Woman, because she was a girl. And I don't know, she and I just clicked. I don't know, and it's just been that way ever since.
Oh, beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, in your collection, is there a weird or a wackiest thing that they produce? What was one of the weirdest and wackiest things they did?
This one was tough. I've been a lot of really wacky stuff.
Show them all. Show what I love. I love how they do wacky things.
I mean, this is like a candy dispenser, and it comes out of her head. I mean,
but it's adorable. That is adorable.
One of those things that was like, what were they thinking?
Coming out of her head.
She's
thinking sweets. She's thinking sweets.
They made a penguin with her on it.
And why would they make a penguin? What is the penguin?
Right? That's a Batman thing.
It's a Batman. Okay.
Just, oh my gosh, there's been so many things. I mean, she's heading towards 80 years. There's been a lot of really, really wackadoodle stuff. But I'm trying to find it.
I love them. I love it all. What was the hardest thing for you to find, or are you looking for something still that you have not found?
I know one of the hardest things for me to find, a little hard to see, right back in here, there's a board game by Ideal, from the Justice League of America. This thing would show up on eBay all the time, and I would always just be just a little bit off each time. I would easily say I lost it about 10 or 11 times before I finally won an auction for it. That was one of the hardest things I ever had.
May I ask how much it went for?
It went for $500.
$500, yes.
Yeah. Sealed, you'd get it for even more.
So do you find that the Wonder Woman collectibles, I mean, a variety of different costs with depending on what it is, or what do you see?
It would depend what it is. The thing with Wonder Woman, you know, especially in the 70s, and, you know, being a girl, because, you know, that's bad. A lot of times she's short boxed, what they would call. So you'd have a box of toys, you know, 40% would be Batman, 40% would be Superman, 20% would be Wonder Woman.
Okay.
So when you hunt for things, a lot of times the Batman and Superman items will be super cheap, but Wonder Woman's will be more expensive because they're just harder to find. And that's been my experience with most of this, is her stuff is just more expensive because it's harder to find. And most of the pieces.
Because they didn't make as many as the other people.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
Now, do you find that the Lynda Carter items are more expensive than the new movie or comic book stuff, or does it cross the board?
I mean, the Lynda Carter stuff is oddly, well, first of all, I mean, there isn't much. Considering how much they made for the Angels and for the Bionic Woman, as for collectibles from the Lynda Carter show, they did a couple posters, some puzzles, and that was about it. Because the rumor that I had heard about the Mego doll was that they didn't even have permission from Lynda Carter to use her likeness. And when they got called out on it, they took her picture off the box. But they continued to make the doll and different versions of the doll. Like I have several versions of that doll, but she's only on the first version of it. Wow. So in terms of collectibles for her, there's just not a lot to pick from. Comic books, you know, they are where the real money is, just because, you know, they go back to the 40s, World War II, and they've held their value for sure.
Now the question is, you've been walking around. I mean, this seems like a huge room. Where is your collection? Is it a bunker?
Okay. This is an addition on my house. It used to be in a 10 by 10 bedroom.
An addition to your house. You built an addition.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I had to. When Batman v Superman came out in 2016, my room that I was putting my collectibles in, like I said, it was a 10 by 10 bedroom. It was to capacity, and stuff was all over the floor. So like all of this from this movie was all over the floor. And I had to dig into the bank account and put this room on. It's 600 square feet is the whole size of the room. And
it looks like it is full to capacity already.
It's I have to make this work. I can't afford another one, so we got to make it work.
I love it. Now, do you have people come over and see the collection? Do you have viewings, or what happens?
I mean, family and friends come over and they see it. I don't have it open to the public. It's not a museum or anything. If people want to see it, I bring them back to show it to them. But most of my family and friends, they've seen it so many times. This is like the thing they're the least interested in when they come over. They're like, oh God, I don't want to see any more of John's crap.
I love it. Hey, I just saw a picture of one of the stars of the movie. Can you go back and look at that?
Yes, for sure. That's Gal Gadot.
Oh my God. Where'd you meet her?
I met her in 2017 at Ace Comic Con. That was an exciting show. First of all, she was absolutely lovely. The whole Justice League cast was there except for Ben Affleck. And it was just an incredible moment. I did also get to meet Lynda Carter.
Really?
There's back when she was doing this was her first CD that she had put out. She did a signing at a Barnes and Noble, and I went to see her there. And she was incredibly lovely to meet. They're both.
Oh, I'm sorry. So loving Lynda Carter and now loving the new Wonder Woman, Gaia. I always say her name wrong.
You want to say Gal Gadot, but the T is actually not silent.
Gal Gadot. Thank you. She's gonna hate me. The question is, and I was thinking about this the other day, of how much. I think I saw a picture because her birthday was, I think, yesterday or this past week.
It was just a couple days ago.
And Lynda released a picture with both of them together, and I personally think it's amazing that she has stepped into the role of Wonder Woman and has been seamlessly, just perfectly taken on the role and has embodied it just like Lynda did. What are your thoughts about both actresses?
I mean, the child in me will always have a very special spot for Lynda Carter, because at that time, I thought she was real. And I couldn't quite, even though they would show her name in the opening title, you couldn't quite piece together that it was a TV show and she's an actress. So it's a different connection, being that I was a child then. Yeah. What I'm enjoying the most with Gal is knowing that excitement that I had for Lynda Carter, knowing that kids are getting that with her. They're having that moment with her. And there's probably some little boy and girl whose life is just rocked by her. And she is doing an amazing job. That line in the first movie when she tells Ares, well, I believe in love. And she just embodied everything that the character is really about.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. I think I both are amazing. I've only met one because Lynda and I are just like this.
You're twinsies. You're so close. Twinsies.
She's a sweetheart. I've worked with her many times. How much do you think your small collection's worth?
Oh God. Tens of dollars.
$10? I'll give you 20. I'll give you 20.
Yeah, $50. No. I mean, it's in the thousands. I've never had it appraised. It would be interesting to see what it would sell for on market, because oh gosh. there's a lot of one-of-a-kind pieces.
Show us one. Show us a one-of-a-kind piece.
So,
Please.
Okay. Check this out. This is a pool ring from Mexico or somewhere.
Nice.
Name is written in Spanish. Let's see, what else? Now that I'm on the spot, I have this umbrella.
Ooh. Oh, you're gonna open it? What?
I know, that's bad. That's bad luck. I probably shouldn't do that. I'll show it to you that way.
Oh, beautiful.
Isn't that cool? I just won that just a couple weeks ago. I don't know any other collector who has that, so that's pretty rare. This again, I'm showing it backwards, so I think I'm showing it to you. This flashlight.
Oh yeah.
That is really rare. And right next to it, if you can see it, this it's a child's hanger set, still sealed in the box. I've never seen another one of those since the one that I got on eBay.
So you look like one of the #1 Wonder Woman collectors with the biggest collection.
I wouldn't say #1, but I'm one of the bunch.
Has anybody gotten the Guinness Book of World Records to come out and look at your collection?
No, my friend Kim lives in California. I believe she is the largest Wonder Woman collector.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I too have a competitor who has gotten in the book before I did, which I wish I had gotten the book before he did, because then he could have bunched me out. And then, because, every year that if someone has a bigger one, that they can bump the last person out, I guess.
Yeah.
That's how it works. But I wasn't on the ball with that one. So let's just look around your collection.
Sure.
So do you have the collection set up in different areas? What is that?
I do. Am I showing that one? There's the very first issue of the comic book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, basically, I did try to do themes. All of this that you're seeing right here is mostly old stuff, all vintage. So this is from 1942 till about the late 80s.
Wow. What was the very first thing they created, just other than the comic book?
I can show you that. This pen.
What?
This is from 1942. What you could do is you could order, if inside the comic book there was an advertisement to mail away for this pin, and it's the first Wonder Woman collectible.
And is that a hard collectible to get?
I mean, they don't show up often. I will say that the price on them has gone down considerably because most of the bigger Wonder Woman collectors already have one. So if you see one nowadays, it's definitely the time to snatch it up because you won't have a lot of competition for it.
Oh, okay.
This doll back here is the very first Wonder Woman doll. They didn't sell very well because, as you can imagine, in the 1960s, there was, other than the comic book, there wasn't anything else. Wonder Woman. So they didn't sell very well, and that was insanely expensive.
Oh, wow.
But no, I do have themes. We have statues over here. Let's see. We got.
As you're showing us, is there anything you're looking for that something that you're still looking for, you're pining for?
There's that list is a big list.
Really?
I would say the one that comes to mind most, in the 1970s, there was a child's bicycle, came in 2 sizes. It's hard to find, and when you do find it, it's usually a rusty mess.
Yeah.
That's probably #1 on my want list these days. The bike itself is kind of meh. There's a faceplate on the front of it. It's got a really cool picture of her. That's the coolest part of it. So if you have that part, you're set.
Yeah, they made one of Charlie's Angels too, which I do not have.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it's very hard. Very hard to find.
Okay.
Very, very hard. There's I don't know if you saw, I lost the Charlie's Angels walkie-talkies the other day on eBay.
Oh.
For $1. Someone sniped it. Where do you find the best places to purchase your Wonder Woman collectibles?
It's eBay. It is the place. I mean, when I was a Charlie's Angels collector, it was yard sales, flea markets, and local toy shows, because back then there were no cons. you went to a local hotel, you looked through everything, and that's when you'd find stuff. Today, eBay's got the market.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, once in a while you'll find things on Etsy, or Let Go, or what's the other one? Oh crap. Let Go and
Let Go, Etsy. No, there's a bunch. There's a bunch of those.
There's another one. There's another one that I can think of. It's been hit or miss. eBay is the one. All of my best pieces have come from eBay. Yeah, nice. For sure.
Now, do you do international eBay too? Do you search all the international?
I know. I do too. Yeah, you have to, because and then my favorite is when you will find something on like maybe eBay Italy or something. First of all, the post is entirely in Italian.
Yes.
You have to translate. You have to try and figure out if they ship to the United States, and if they don't, what I do is, now that you can go onto Google and translate, I'll send them a message in English first, and then underneath I'll put it in Italian. I'm just like basically saying, "Will you please ship to the United States?"
Yeah.
You gotta get down there and beg.
Exactly. And then I had saw some stickers and some trading cards, which I did not get, and then someone bought them and put them on US eBay, and they go for a lot of money now, and I'm like, oh, I should have gotten them. But
yeah,
that's a collector for you. Because sometimes I don't have the cash to get what I want when I see it, and I'm like, just hoping.
And that's the other thing is we're on a budget. You buy what you can. And sometimes you have to cherry pick. Luckily, with vintage Wonder Woman stuff, it's so rare that it's not likely that you're going to see something one week and the next week see something else. Usually, when something shows up, you've got a couple weeks or maybe even a month before something else will show up.
Yeah. So you have some time to make more money. Good.
Exactly. Save those coins.
What are those sets right there? The Hall of Justice.
Oh, this is the Superpowers line. This was from 1984, 1985. This was a big hit. These figures, which that's the other thing. This room, the lighting in here used to be brilliant, but now that I've got more stuff, I've had to build higher shelves. So now the lighting's all effed up. So I have to apologize in advance.
I feel so bad for you. I feel horrible.
Yeah,
all the collectors are horrible. Are just upset.
Like, check this out. This bag of candy.
Oh, yum. Open it up. Let's have some.
Yeah, seriously, you'll break some teeth on that one. This I just got. I actually shouldn't show you this because I haven't even shared it on Instagram yet. This store display from the new movie.
Okay, now how did you get something like that? That's not even, I mean, the movie's not even out. What did you just grab it and ran out with it? How did you do it?
What they did was the store had the display in there, and a lot of times when it's something like this, I'll go up and I'll ask the clerk. I'll be like, "Hey, if I buy all the candy that's there, can I have the display?" She said, "Sure." She's like, "We're just going to throw it out if you don't." So I was able to get it. But a buddy of mine went into a different store. They told him they weren't allowed to give it to him.
Oh, I've had that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Some stores are cool about it. Other stores are not.
Well, that's good. Have you been eating the candy? You don't look like you've been eating.
You know what? I've never had a sweet tart before until this candy. That's some good stuff. I really like them. Yeah.
So is that an outfit on the wall over there? Do you have outfits? Do you have
I do. I mean, these are just rubies, like for Halloween.
Yes.
From the movie and stuff. This sword is actually really cool. You could actually hurt somebody with it. It's sharp.
How do you know this? Have you done this before? No, I'm kidding.
No, when you hold on to it and stuff, it's sharp. Over here with my my Lynda Carter stuff, a buddy of mine had this in his collection, and he eventually sold it off. Rumor is it's Lynda's measurements.
Ooh.
I don't know that for sure, and this was also another recent eBay when I got the season 2 bracelets.
Yes. Oh, you have the belt buckle too. Is that the crew belt buckle?
Yeah. That was a pretty recent find. Because again, that's a hard one to find because Lynda gave that out to the cast or crew, excuse me, in '78. So that was something I just got recently. But you'll notice my Lynda Carter stuff. A lot of it is like bootleg. Bootleg. Like I said, there's just not a lot of merch.
Do you find a lot of bootleg stuff made on Wonder Woman?
Yes, for sure. I think, and I mean, especially today, you know, people are so crafty and creative. When toy companies aren't creating the things that we want to have, people are doing it themselves. Yeah,
especially with Etsy and that kind of stuff. The arts.
Yeah,
people would say it's art or creative art stuff.
Yeah. This was actually pretty cool. This lasso set. This was award season of 2018. So the Wonder Woman movie, they had submitted for a Golden Globe and Academy Awards. Of course, they didn't get nominated for anything. But this was sent out. You got the prop lasso. You got a DVD of the movie, and you got a letter from Patty Jenkins, which is pretty cool.
Are you getting Patty's Funko toy? Do you have that yet? Or?
I did. I did. I had to get it. I put it over here with the movie Funkos. Back there she is.
Oh my God! Look at all those Funkos. Is that all from the first movie or the second movie? I know they brought a whole pack.
This is the first movie so far. They did 14 of them.
Oh, look at the baby one. I love the baby ones.
Yeah, they. I mean, the new movie. Actually, one came with my Farrah Funko today. These are all the new movie.
Oh, that's nice. Are you excited about the movie? Are you sad it's been pushed?
I'm so excited about the movie. I'm devastated that it's been pushed because of this horrible virus. But I mean, I understand. You have to. You know, it's they want everybody to be safe, and I do too. But I'm just dying to see it. This movie has my favorite Wonder Woman villain, the Cheetah. So I'm so excited for this movie. I can't wait. That's
great. Now, okay, let's wrap this up. I want to continue to look at your collection. I mean, but that would be hours and hours and hours. What is the one thing that you have like so many copies of that you, let's say the one thing as a kid that you loved or you cannot, when you see it, you want to buy it?
Ooh, I have to say the Mego doll is because there's so many variations of it.
Oh wow!
Like it looks like I'm a hoarder of this doll, but every one of these is different. There's something different about the box. And whenever I see an eBay auction for the Mego doll, I always stop and look at it. Always, because you never know when there might be another variation on it.
Oh, so you're looking for every single variation of that's true. So do I. What am I saying? And then when I get it, I'm like, what? Someone gave me a Farrah Fawcett doll, and I was like, oh, great, I already have one of those. And then I looked at it, I'm like, this is completely different. It's larger. The wording was all differently placed on the packaging, and I was like, what? But that's the same thing. Go ahead.
You have to be somewhat of a detective when you're looking at this stuff online. You see something on eBay, you see the little thumbnail, and you're like, oh, I have that already. Click on it, and look at it. Look really close because there are subtle differences. They do this all the time now, and sometimes it's on purpose, just to make variants and things like that. You got to pay attention.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for showing me your collection. It's amazing. So
thank you.
I don't. We could sit here for hours and talk about it and look at the I'm looking behind you. There's all these interesting things. Like there's that dress and what are the stuff over there? And there's oh my gosh. Now, where do you live? Where do you live, for goodness sake? You don't have to give your address or your location because...
I'm Northeast U.S.
Northeast. So is there a place where I can drop my invisible plane and drop by sometime?
You know what? I'm not too far from the airport, so yes, you could. You just park your invisible jet, and I'll come pick you up in my invisible car.
How fantastic is that? That's fantastic. Oh, my gosh. John, thank you so much for this amazing tour of your collection. I am so excited for you, and I'm actually quite sure. What's that bear there? Look at that bear. That bear. See, you got to stop moving around. Yes. What was that for?
That was from Build-A-Bear.
Build-A-Bear.
Just random Wonder Woman bear. See, now that she's got a movie, she gets a lot more love these days from the companies and stuff.
Oh yes, of course.
In that time between Lynda Carter and the new movie, not a lot of new Wonder Woman stuff. Every once in a while, but God, now it's hard to keep up because there's so much stuff.
I know. You need an assistant just for your collection. That's what you need.
Seriously.
Don, thank you again. Thank you so much for sharing your collection.
Thank you for having me on.
I so appreciate it, and I think everybody else is going to appreciate it. Where can people find you if they have collections that they want to send you or things they want to, see if you want or stuff?
Sure. You can find me on Instagram. My handle is MLVC4, number 4, ever. And I'm on there all the time.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much. And be safe out there. And
you too.
Wonder Woman Day. Fantastic.
You too. Have a good day.
Bye now.
Bye.